Hey guys, it is Meg Monday, and I am so happy to be here today. Just enjoying the sunshine, which obviously I love the sunshine. So, wanted to hop on here because I did something this week that totally makes me laugh. I am a huge writer, for one, have a journalism degree. I've written my entire life. But I also have been a reader my entire life. And I'm not just a reader, I am a rereader. Some people don't understand that. Some people close to me really don't understand that. But I am a huge rereader, especially if it is something that I love, because I will always see something, hear something, or just learn something new that maybe I missed. And so, one of those books that I did is Atomic Habits by James Clear. Oh my gosh, I probably read this book, I don't know, 3 years ago. And I just was like, I felt this call to read it again because I just had been hearing some people talk about it. And I was like, I need to read that again and see what I missed the first time. And it was so good that I basically listened to it on Audible for the second time within like 2 days. And then I went to the bookstore on Saturday because I needed it in my hands because I knew that there were things that I would never find on an Audible. And so I needed to have my highlighter and go back. And really, one of the things that he talks about is how tiny changes can make a big difference. And as a writer, as a reader, as a health coach, as a health nut, all of these things, it makes so much sense because making those small, tiny changes are the ones that will really give us the biggest bang for our buck if we do them consistently. And so I had also heard recently this guy, which when I looked him up, I was like, oh, anyway, it's by Wes Watson. Look him up because I'm not going to say what his little tagline is because, oh, I was like, oh, it made me giggle. But he said, show me a man's habits and I'll show you their future. And it is so stinking true. How many times do we go through life just doing what we've always done? I don't know about you, but I found myself there several times. But one of the things that James Clear talks about in his book is how before we make any major habit change, we need to look at the habits we already have. Because most of the time, the ones we have are the ones we need to tweak and maybe change, therefore creating new habits. And it was funny because he also talks about how the best way we can start creating new habits is having a plan. Dude is a guy after my own heart because if I have said it once, I've said it a bajillion times. If we fail to plan, we plan to fail. Because if I don't have a plan, I know, first of all, it's not happening. It will not get done because guess what? Life happens. And I don't know about you, but my life happens all the time. Stuff is thrown at me and I'm having to respond and maybe do things, react, whatever the case is. And if I don't have a plan in place, I can guarantee that whatever it is I want to do that I don't have a plan for, it ain't happening. It's just the sad truth. Another thing he talks about, which I am a huge believer in, and that is tracking. Because that's another thing is we can't guarantee how we're doing if we're doing it if we're not doing it, I mean, how many times have I heard, oh, I eat healthy? Okay, do you? Because I would like you to write down what you've eaten for the past 3 days and be honest, because if we were all eating healthy, we wouldn't feel bad. We would feel good in our clothes. Huh. It's interesting how that is. When we really start looking at what we are doing, and the only way we can see that is if we write it down. Because I guarantee, well, my memory for sure at 51 is not what it used to be when I was 8 years old, when I could tell my mom what she said probably 3 years ago. My kids did that to me their whole growing up lives. In fact, I'm pretty sure they still do. But now I can't remember. So if I don't write it down, I will not know. And even if I think I'll remember, I never do. So the whole tracking thing is huge. Another really good tidbit from James Clear is the whole habit stacking. And that is so true. It is easier to create a habit with another habit. So let's say you want to do 10 push-ups every single morning. The best way, well, maybe not the best way, but a good way for me to do 10 push-ups every single morning is after I brush my teeth to drop on the floor and do 10 push-ups. Because I can do that in my bathroom right after I brush my teeth. And I guarantee you, I may not do a lot of stuff during the day, but I'm going to brush my teeth. And so I've already got that major habit in place. It's not going anywhere. And then to be able to add do the push-ups, I'm golden. And then who knows what can happen to my biceps? They may just, whoa. But yeah, so that whole habit stacking is a big one. And then another one that I was like, so true. Do not wait to be motivated. Because guess what? You're never going to be motivated. It just doesn't happen, because most of the time when we are trying to make changes, we're faced with resistance. And so having that motivation is silly to think that we need to rely on it. That, it's like that, I'm going to white knuckle it, the willpower, the motivation. No. You really just have to have a plan in place and do it anyway. Even if you don't feel good, I don't feel good, I don't want to go out on a run, just go anyway. I tell you what, last Saturday, I'm on this kick of I am walking 3 miles every single day because I feel so much better when I do. And it was pouring down rain on Saturday. And I was like, not this Saturday, last Saturday. And I was like, you know what? I'm doing it anyway. I got my raincoat on and I went out there, and I didn't do my 3 miles, but I did do 2. And then when it started lightning, I got scared and ran home. But that's because I was like, ah! But it's that thought of staying on track. Huge thing to do. And then the other thing, and last thing that I'm going to talk about, is once we create better habits in our life, and I can tell you from experience, 4 years in to creating better health habits, and if I don't continue to work on growing and getting better and making simple changes and doing new things that continue with the goal of health, we tend to get stagnant and we get bored and we may stop altogether. So that's why I'm always talking about it is a journey, because it never stops. Working on our health never stops. Because if we ever do, we're either going forward or we're going backwards. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to go backwards. And again, I don't know how many days on earth that I have been given in this life, but I do know that the days I have left, I want to make good. And I want to make them good for you too. So I hope you have a great, great day. I hope you have taken something good from this. And I hope you have a fabulous week. And God bless you. Bye.